Hello, everyone. Why am I doing a little dance? I'm doing a little dance at the top of the show. Hello there, Kim Coles here, and welcome to the Boldacious Living Challenge Day 5. 5. 5. Wow, what an exciting week it has been for me. And I hope for you. I'm gathering all my goodies. I'm gathering workbooks for you. Do you have the workbook? It's okay if you don't, because I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to talk you through it. Uh, are you ready to step into your boldest life ever? And before we begin, let me just explain a little bit in case. So let's say you've been here all week, but you really want to understand more what I mean by bold or boldacious, a made up word. I'm fully aware. I like to make up words because sometimes I love language, I love words, and sometimes I need a new word to really describe the energy and the feeling of what I'm feeling, what I want to express in the world, and to share with you because there's only one of us here. Do you know what I mean when I say that? There's only one of us. Like we think that we're all different, we think that we're all separate, but the truth is there's only one amazing, beautiful soul that you have and that I have, and that every person, every stranger, every friend, every family member, the truth is we all want the same things, love and to have a life that is filled with joy and possibilities. We want our children and grandbabies, if we have them, to live a life that's abundant and joyful and successful. And if you're in business, you certainly want success. We want to be accepted. We want to belong. There's only one of us here. And so I thought to myself, if I'm feeling it, maybe other people are feeling it too, which is why I created this 5-day challenge. And the feeling behind it, the meaning behind living a boldacious life is, and I have a slide in the mind. Let me just share that slide with you. I made a slide about it. Want to hear about it? Here it go. Here's some words, because I told you I love words. Boldacious, the feeling, the energy of boldacious, the meaning of boldacious, and you can add your own meaning onto it if you so choose, is to be audacious and daring and powerful, courageous, fearless. And let me just say a little caveat to fearless. Uh, if you do have fear, and listen, we all do, right? Wink, wink, we have the fears, is to recognize the fear as not real. Like you've heard the acronym before, a false evidence appearing real. And sometimes our fears are there to help us along, and I'll come back to that in a moment. But if you can't be fearless, and if you're focusing on your fear all the time, then I'm going to invite you to focus on your future instead. I've heard a lot of people say fear over, faith over fear. Okay, so we'll take faith. We'll take faith. Sold. I'll take faith over fear. And because I'm very much an and kind of person, and what if you go even to the next level and just focus on your future? Because that requires faith, and it will help fear to become cloudier, less available. You don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. I wasn't here. That fading into the darkness kind of energy. That meme we always see of Homer Simpson fading into the bush, like I wasn't really here. Goodbye. Right? That we acknowledge you, and then we can fade it out by focusing on our faith and our future. And so this is a bold move. It requires being bold, resolute in your thinking, in your decisions, in your dreams. Like I am determined to make something happen, making a powerful choice, which is another distinction that we need to really tap into more, that no matter what's happening on in the world, and there's a lot of stuff happening in the world, and there's a lot of stuff happening in the United States, and I'm not going to get political, But I will say that no matter what's happening out there, you get to choose what happens all up in here. All up in this is where my power really lies. Whoever I vote for, whatever bills I want, whatever things I do, whatever, all of that, yes. And I get to choose to be powerful. I get to choose to live my life in the way of my choosing. I get to listen to the desires that were placed in me by the divine. And when I say divine, someone left a comment like, what do you mean by divine? Well, I like to use the universal word of divine because you may say God, you may say goddess, you may say Allah, you may say the creator, you may say the universe. I'm talking about all that is, that created all that is. However you language it is perfectly fine with me. And yes, I agree with you. So I just say the divine, the thing that connects us all. To know that a desire has been placed in you because you're the person to make it become manifest. Dreams have been given to you. That dreams just don't come from anywhere. They come from you. And those dreams are meant to be manifested by you because it was placed in you. And I have always said it, if you've been in my world for 2 seconds or 20 years or 40 years, I always say that I really believe that the divine gave it to you for a reason. Like you were the one to make it come to pass. It's just for you. And that's what makes us both one, all the same, and all unique in that way. You have a unique gift that is meant to come through you and out into the world. And then what happens? Then what had happened is you get to be, as I love to say, the ripple in the pond. Just by showing up and being you and doing you and doing that thing, activating that thing that was placed uniquely into your heart. Even if it looks similar to what other people are doing, there's only one you, and you're the only one who can do it the way that you can. You get to then be the ripple in the pond. You know how you drop a little pebble in the pond and it ripples for a while, and then you drop something a little bit bigger and it ripples even bigger. You are meant to be the ripple in the pond. And what that means is you get to impact your inner circle. You get to impact your next level circle. You get to impact the bigger circle at large, because who's to say that you show up being you, playing boldly, playing the big game of life? Who's to say that you affect people that you see and you affect people that you will never meet just by being you? I've seen it happen. And, partially because I'm Kim Coles and I've been in show business for 40 years. I've been out in the public eye for about 40 years. I started doing stand-up in 1985. Oh my goodness. 1985 is the first year. So I think I told y'all yesterday that math is not my strong suit. So that feels like it's about 40 years. Or I should say 2025 will be my 40th year. I've been in a beautiful position to witness doing a bit on stage my first time at the Apollo in 1988 or, 86, 87, 88, something like that. And then 25 years later, 30 years later, someone saying, I was in the audience that night, the first time you stepped on stage, and I laughed and I had such a good time with you. So that means that that ripple that I put in the pond, me standing on stage at the world famous Apollo for the first time with my knees knocking, not only because my knees really do knock, but because I was nervous and excited that this young girl, in her 20s was like, I want to do this thing and I'm going to step out boldly and do it. Who's to say that, who knew that some years later, somebody was like, oh, I was in the audience that night. That means I made a ripple in the pond. And I'm saying that that's available to you too, whether or not you're on TV or not. There's someone that you will smile at today. There's someone who you will be kind to. There's someone who you'll offer a listening ear. There's someone who you will teach them how to sew or how to knit, and they'll go and knit a little cap for their little granddaughter who will be so happy. I mean, like it could just be that magical and just that beautiful. There's someone that you will touch that you'll know that you are touching because they're in your inner circle. And then there will be people that you touch that you will never know. There's a gentleman that I met many years ago in a bank. I was standing in line in the bank, and Living Single was on at the time. And, they told us that Living Single was a Black show. It was a show that was for a Black audience. And I'm aware that that is true. But two things can be true at the same time. Other people can watch that show. And like I said, over the years, I've met people who tell me that they love the show, they enjoy the show. But this day in the bank, standing in line, right behind me was a little old Jewish man. And I knew that he was because he told me that he was. I'm from, hi, how are you? He squeezed my arm. Hello, how are you? I'm from Brooklyn too. And I watched the show with you beautiful girls. You girls are beautiful. And you think the show is just for you. It's for me too, an old Jew from Brooklyn. I'm like, hello, Saul or Mr. Rabinowitz or whatever his name was. He was so sweet. And he absolutely related to that show because we reminded him of women that he knew in Brooklyn because he's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, so I know who he is too. I understood exactly who he was. And we talked about the neighborhoods we lived in, and I know where he's from. And he knew where I was from, and there was a relation that was there. And that day, he was a ripple in my pond because we were told that it was a show for women and it was a show for Black people, and it was. But here was this little old Jewish man who was like, I love you girls, and he squeezed my arm. I love you girls. You girls are so beautiful. I love the queen. I love the queen. Like, hello, thank you. A ripple in my pond. And I made a ripple in his. I'm going to start to cry. I don't want to cry. I'm not crying today. I'm emotional because this has been an emotional week because I worked really hard on really pulling forth the stories and really preparing this content for you so that I can activate you to live your life as if the lights are on. So you know how I bet you've had this experience, and leave this in the comment. And I always come back and read the comments later on because I'm really trying to focus because I'm sort of undiagnosed late ADHD. I'm certain that I have it. Undiagnosed, but I have all the signs. And one of the things is I'll start going to the comments and start paying attention over there. I want to focus on with you here. But you know how you have an experience and for you, your lights come on, right? The lights come on in your eyes, the lights comes on in your heart or in your head. Like the reason why the cartoons have the little, light bulb that goes over the head like bing, because the lights come on. And have you ever witnessed that for yourself? And put it in the chat, something that happened or an experience that you had where the lights came on like, oh, I got it. I call those ahas or oh snaps, like, okay, I get that now. Where it just sort of drops in and then the lights come on. And you've witnessed it for other people. Maybe you have a kid and you've been, as parents do sometimes, talk, and tell them what to do. And then they go out in the world and they have an experience. They come home like, Ma, you were right. Dad, I'm sorry, I argued with you. You were so right about that. The lights came on. Those of you who are speakers and coaches and visionary leaders, people who lead other teams, and you shape your team or you shape what you're working on so that people can win. You shape your talks. As a speaker, for the record, as a speaker, if you're not speaking into the listening of the audience that's there, if you're on stage just giving your speech, I highly recommend, and I offer to you, and I help people with this, speaking into the listening of the audience so you can watch their lights come on. Have you ever watched someone's lights come on? Have you ever witnessed your own lights come on? Like, got it. And then you're forever changed, you're forever transformed, and you live your life or that piece of your life a little differently. And I get to revel in those moments, and I get to really create this challenge for you so that you can revel in those moments too, especially because of what's going on in the world. Now more than ever, we need you to have your lights on. Turn your lights on full blast. Put your sunglasses on if you need to, but turn your lights on. Turn the light on. And as I love this quote by Marianne Williamson, your playing small doesn't serve the world. We're meant to turn on our light because then you give other people permission to do the same. When you turn your lights on, I'm paraphrasing the quote, but when you Give yourself permission to turn that light on, that inner light. Excuse me. Give yourself permission to turn on that inner light. Other people will recognize it and go, how do I get some of that? How do I get that light? Oh, you mean to tell me that light's within me too? And here's a little extra bonus for you. If you are a speaker, teacher, author, visionary leader, entrepreneur, you turn on that light and then people are drawn to your light and go, can you teach me how to do what you do? Do you have a course on that? How can I buy your book? That was so interesting. Thank you so much. Can I download your blah, 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 blah? Can I come by your store and get some of those? Because that looks really good on you. You have those in your shop? Where I get that from? Whatever it is, people are then drawn to you. So I'm a fan, I'm an advocate, I'm an evangelist for us doing all that we must to turn on our light. And if a challenge like this helps you out, you're welcome. Or however you go and get your light, go and get the light and turn it all the way on. Okay, let me know that your lights are on. A couple of little housekeeping things for you. This will stay up for 24 hours. Tomorrow, I am coming back live, same place, same time, to do a recap of the entire week. It's going to be real interesting because a whole lot happened. I got the content I have for you, and then I have whatever divine downloads that happened along the way. I will try to recreate as much of that for you because a lot of people were busy during the week and during the day. So I'm going to do a replay. And don't tell my team who's watching that I'm going to leave the replay up till the end of the weekend. Don't EJ, don't get mad at me. EJ, do not get mad at me, but I am going to leave the replay up the entire weekend. It will come down Sunday night. So this will come down in 24 hours. I'm going to do a beautiful recap for you. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. Did I go back to my little list of words? Be unwavering, strong, and unapologetic in your perfect imperfectness. I mentioned the other day that one of my themes, one of my personal themes, life themes, is indeed belonging. And it shows up over and over and over again. I'll recap that tomorrow. When we look at our life themes, when we tap into, how life shows up for us. For me, the theme of belonging. Do I belong here? Do I have permission? Can I be this kooky? Can I be this goofy? I'm a little weird and awkward. Is that okay? I'm never going to be a cool girl. I am not a cool girl. I am an awkward, hot messery. And that's what makes me magical. That's what makes me magical and different. I'm not sleek. There's nothing sleek about me. And why would I want to be? Because this is what I get to be. Be you. Be bold and audaciously you. I'm an advocate for that. Okay. So we're going to talk. I'm going to take a little sip of tea, hold, please. I said I wasn't going to look at the comments, and now I do. I see that people have their lights on. Turn your light on. Come on now. Come on now. Help light the way for the rest of us. I'll get off my soapbox. I want you to reflect on your boldness journey. Reflection is so important. Listen, reflection is the first step. The first step is awareness. If you can get in awareness, oh my goodness. Yesterday, we had like a mega session with the VIPs, and there was a moment where one of the participants, of course, I won't mention names. Everything that happens is secret and private and sacred. But I know that she had a breakthrough because she had an awareness. By the way, awareness equals lights on. So the first step to anything is a reflection and just taking the time to review. And I know that can be difficult, or sometimes we have so many distractions going on in life, but I highly recommend in all areas of your life to do a little bit of review, to go back and look at things, excuse me, and look at things from a different perspective and give yourself the opportunity to reframe things. You look at things this way, and if you just sort of turn the frame this way or turn a little bit this way, you'll see a different perspective. And when you're away from a situation, when you're away from a situationship or a situation or something that happened or something that didn't happen, you have that perspective. You have that, what do they say? Hindsight is 20/20. Pull back and really reflect without any emotion, without any judgment, without any rules, without any, just go look at the truth of something. I had a revelation this week about something. EJ and I were going through some records, and it's not important what it is, but I was like, oh snap! I didn't, because I was so busy in it. You know, you're so busy in it, you don't stop to look up and go, how am I going? How am I doing? I have a habit of doing that. I get in the ditch and just dig and dig. I go, am I kind of going the right way? I'm doing all right. And I dig and dig, and sometimes you go off course. You got to course correct and look at how far you've come, and look at so that you can see where you're going. And awareness is a huge step, and reflection is a big deal. So many stories I want to share. I want to get to the content. Okay, so look back, reflect on the past 4 days that we've had together, and even if you haven't been here all along, reflect on your life and look at the growth that you have experienced. When I look at the gentleman that I am in a relationship with right now, who is here, who is supportive and loving and so cute and so perfect for me and kind and super smart, like super smart. And I look back on my past relationships, I go, I ain't gonna diss none of those brothers. Well, maybe a couple of them. I won't diss them. I'll just, send them, some of them go off into the cornfield. It's a reference I'll come back and explain later. Like, I have to look back and go, look at how far I've come, that I was able to magnetize someone so smart and amazing and kind and supportive and all the things. I must have done a lot of work on myself in order to magnetize that. Kudos to be. You get to do that. Celebrate your milestones. Identify personal milestones, and breakthroughs, like aha, like, oh, wow. Like the moment you were like, I will never go through that again, or I will always do that again. I will, those moments that are like, oh, this is how it feels to feel good. This is how it feels to have the lights on. This is how it feels to actually earn the prosperity and abundance that I'm meant to have. Oh, I need to do some more of this right here. Celebrate that. Like I said, celebrate success. I'll be honest. I have this isn't the reason why I created this. Okay, let me stop for a second and say, I've said this a couple of times, that we teach what we most need to learn. Really listen to this piece. We teach what we most need to learn, and we learn so that we can teach it. My very first coach gave me that distinction. So yeah, we learn what we need to we teach what we most need to learn. So, Andrea Quinn, thank you, wherever you are today. We teach what we most need to learn. Everybody knows that. But you learn it so that you can teach it. That means that everything that has happened to you has happened to you for a reason, so that you can learn it, get it, turn the lights on, and then shine the light for other folks. So you get to celebrate your success. And one of the things for me is I don't celebrate enough. I go, got it, let's move on. And you get to stop and revel in it, have a moment, go get a facial, go get your toes waxed. That's a joke about Sinclair's hairy toes, which are my hairy toes. Whatever it is, celebrate. My mother always says, get yourself some white hyacinths. And I think that that's really a metaphor. I think you literally can go and buy white hyacinths. I think that that's a phrase that she grew up with. Go and buy yourself some white hyacinths. Like, celebrate. Take a moment to go, ooh, I did that. Yes. Celebrate your success. And these are all ways that you live a bold life, because, and on day one, I talked about confidence, borrowing confidence. You go back and look at your list of accomplishments, because you have a tendency to look at what went wrong. Like, that didn't work. I didn't meet my sales goal. That's not working. I didn't lose all the weight. I didn't get married by the age of 25, like whatever the thing is. I didn't get that promotion. I shift the focus to celebrate what you've learned along the way, what you have done well, and what you now know, so that you can know better, you do better. Thanks, Maya Angelou. Okay. By the way, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to be sharing with you a way for us to work together and take this work even deeper, because not only am I an evangelist for us living our most bold, activated, light-filled lives, I'm an evangelist for you monetizing your gifts, monetizing your zone of genius. And so I have a way for us to work together, both virtually and in person. That is the most delicious offer I've ever put together. And it comes from my heart of wanting to see you use your gifts in the most powerful way. And trust me when I tell you, I'm trying to make this, I'm gonna take you right here. I'm gonna take you right here. Trust me when I tell you the reason why I'm sitting here at my dining room table right now with a ring light way over there and with a heart full of joy is because when Living Single got canceled and I didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't get hired for a while to do something, I got really clear about what my gifts were and what I could do in my power to still bring my gifts to the world. This is a homemade action right here. Meaning, like, I figured this out myself. Like, wait a minute, I have gifts and talents and abilities that I can use, whether or not some guy in a suit says she's the girl, put her on that show. This is from me to you. You're my people. I can just come straight to you and share and not wait for someone to hire. Now, do I still get hired? Yes, I did a pilot that I really hope gets picked up because the show is fabulous. Yes, I'm still doing that. And I get to activate my gifts, and I want you to activate all of your gifts. I remember one time years ago, I was getting my hair done, and the hairstylist, I was telling all the things I want to do. She was like, "Oh, that's a lot of things. You want to do too many things. That's a lot. That's too much." I was like, "Not for me. Not for me, it isn't. I'm just getting started. I want to activate all of my gifts. I'm almost 63 and I'm just getting started. And I want you to know that that's available to you too." And so that's what this beautiful event that I have coming up is going to help you unlock your boldacious brilliance, because I love helping people to bring their brilliance forward. Because you shine the light for me, that means it reminds me that I can keep shining my light in the world. You got me? I hope you get this. So, with love, review your major wins, identify your breakthrough moments, and celebrate your achievements. And even if the breakthrough was caused an ugly cry, who here has not done an ugly cry? Woo! It is so cleansing to get that out. Don't hold it in, y'all. Don't hold in the emotion. Let it out. Punch on a pillow if you need to and get it out. Actually, tears are very moisturizing for the skin. Let it out. And then you create space for something else to come in, even if it was difficult. And we've all had what I like to call the yucky moments. There's the yummy and the yucky. And like I said, like I always say, everything that has happened to you has happened for you. Everything that has happened to you has happened for you to heal, transmute, and transform in your life, and then show other people, look, some stuff happened and y'all don't want this to happen to you. Come on, follow me. Let me show you how not to do it. Or let me show you how I got out of it and how you don't have to deal with it. You feel me? I hope you feel me. All right. All right. This one is about setting your future intentions. I need to make that a little bit bigger so I can see. Lord, I don't have my glasses on me. So it's about ongoing bold living, how to continue. Oh, this is about continue to live boldly. So you make a decision. You make a decision. And when I learned that and understood that, like, everything begins with to decide to assess it all, and then to decide to do something about it. And I've said it several times. I want to say it again, that any challenge you have, any problem you have, any desire that you have, anything that you want, by the mere fact that you recognize it, you want it, you experience it, it means that the way to make it come to fruition already exists. That's like the law. That's like law of universe. I forget which one it is. It's just like if you got the desire for it, the way to make it happen already exists. And it's in your field somewhere. It just means you activate yourself, you turn yourself on, you turn on all the systems. You always talk about, when you unplug like a bedside clock. I love when I go to hotels, like the clock is always wrong. I unplug that bad boy because I'm not looking for the button on how to reset it. I set it back to 12, blinking 12 midnight, and then I reset it myself. Of course, there's little buttons, but I don't know. I want to touch. I want to unplug that bad boy, set it back to the factory default, and then decide where I want to put it in, which is the right time in this case. I've decided, and I've said the first day, that my default position, I always default back to joy. I try to spin myself back up to joy. I get down here. I'm going to spin myself up. Let me just get myself to at least, whew, what was that? All right, on my way to joy. And I highly recommend that for all of you. And it's an intention, it's an action, it's a decision. And the other piece of this is I would like you to commit to your legacy. Commit to your legacy. And what I mean by that is, I've talked all week about how legacy lives in each one of us. Like you have ancestors and a beginning and a story of how you came to be. And that's all part of your legacy. And then you get to live your life. And that's a part of your legacy. The choices that you've made, the choices that you didn't make. By the way, here's an aha for you. Doing nothing is a choice. What? That was a braingasm for me. Because we think of choices yes or no, red or blue, this or that, or a little bit of this and a little bit of that. One from column A, one from column B, please. It's also a choice to sit and do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna sit here. Or making a choice to do nothing. Like I see nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to even look at it. That's a choice. Might as well make a choice that is in the direction of your dreams. You might as well make a choice that moves you closer up the scale or closer to the level of success that you know you really want and you know you really deserve, even if you don't know how you're going to get it. We're going to talk about that Boldacious Brilliance virtual event. You're just going to come to the event and I'm going to help you out with that. Commit to your legacy. Commit that you came here to do something amazing. And, listen, just because that's my belief is that you are a divine example of human perfect imperfectness. That's my personal belief. You may not believe that, but if you have something stirring inside of you, that's the feeling I'm talking about. If you have like a light like a little light that flickers, is not quite all the way on, or maybe it's on in another area, but not an area that you'd like it to be on, just know that it's already there. Know that it's there, because if you feel it, then it's there, and you get to believe in it too. Commit to your legacy and commit that you are here to do something amazing to make that ripple in the pond, which equals legacy. But you don't have to wait to leave here in order for people to see it and witness it. You can do it right now. In fact, life requires that you do it right now. The world is waiting for you. And excuse me, let me just take a sip of tea. Hold, please. I did a lot of talking this week. Reflect on the challenges you've overcome in the last 4 days, and if you've been here all along or in your life, and commit to a daily practice of taking one actionable something, one little step. And I don't know, I'm guilty of doing this. Like if I can't get it all done in one moment or in one day, then it's like, it's not done. But if I could take a step towards my goal every day, the road the road is made up of step by step by step. The journey begins with a single step. One of EJ's favorite quotes from Martin Luther King Jr., and I'm gonna butcher it, I'm sure, is that you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Something like that. He always says it the right way. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take one step. Oh, the other thing I want to share with you that I said to the VIPs, and I want to make sure I say it here too. Well, maybe I did say it here. I don't know. It's all a blur, a beautiful blur. Don't think you have to have everything all figured out and you have to be sitting on the mountaintop as the guru who knows it all. All you need to do is be 5 seconds ahead of the person that you want to help, the person that you want to serve. By the way, one of the ways I love helping people is to get really clear on who they want to serve. You all are here because I'm very clear in my languaging and my messaging on who I want to show up in my world, right? Show up so that I can share my world with you. And so taking a daily practice every day of just loving on yourself and believing yourself and writing your affirmations and doing whatever action towards your ultimate goal, it all counts. It's all like money in the bank, and helps to put money in the bank too, ultimately. And defining what the legacy is for you. What do you want? What is your dream? You know, I just remembered there was a kid, and I don't know where he is now. There was a kid back in I want to say, young man back in the 90s. I want to say, it was like around the time I was doing Living Single. Maybe it was after that. And he called himself the billionaire PA. So PA stands for production assistant. I think that's really interesting. He's branding himself as the billionaire PA. And clearly, he's probably not going to become a billionaire by being a PA, but by calling himself that day after day after day. Like, I'm the billionaire PA. Maybe I'm the billionaire who started out as a PA. I should look him up and see where he is. He was so beautiful. He had freckles and he had an energy. I was like, I have no doubt that this brother's going to become a PA, become a billionaire one day. Yes, he's already a PA. I do believe he's going to become a billionaire. I don't know how he's going to do it. And I'm holding space for him to call himself that and to step into becoming that. He created his legacy. Then I'm saying to you, it takes that amount of faith, and it takes that amount of belief and energy. You get to call yourself by the name you want to be called by. And what I think I'm going to do, if I can remember, is I'll look up and see if I can find him. I think I saw him on social media sometime, and he had a bunch of followers and looked like he was doing just fine. I believe you. You call yourself a queen, I believe you. You call yourself a king, you got it. Hello, king, how do you do? I believe you. People will believe you too. You step into that knowingness, they'll believe you, and they'll come and be your biggest champion, and they'll come and help lift you. And one of the ways that you define your legacy and begin it now is begin sharing your dreams. Begin getting honed in on your dreams and then share them with others, because you have no idea who in your world can help you with that. You have no idea. Ask. You know, we always talk about asking the divine. We ask and we pray and we petition the creator. You can actually petition people around you who are also of the creator. And like EJ says so beautifully, and I always attribute who I get this from, is that there's someone praying for you to show up and do what you do. There's somebody who has a problem or a challenge or an issue or a question, and they don't know where to find the answer. And if the answer lies in you, then you're the one that must put that forth. You must share your light with the world, because somebody is waiting for you to illuminate it for them. See all those hands going up like, hey, me, come help me. So some of the homework, I call it joy work. The joy work for you is just to write down 3 intentions or action steps that you will take moving towards living your life more boldly. You get to choose what it is. So do you want to shed some pounds? Do you want to gain some pounds? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to be more present for your kids or your grandbabies? Do you want to write a book or write several books? I'm showing you 3 of my 5 books. This is a dream. I made it happen. In this case, these are anthologies, and so I helped other people's dreams come true. Come on now. It's just that simple. You just have to ask. You have to go like, what do you want of me? What are you showing me? Okay, you want me to do that? Wow, that's a lot. I'm gonna need some help, okay? And the creator's like, what? That's what I do. Just step into it and I got you. The path will be illuminated. The way to make it manifest will show up. People, places, and things will show up that you this is magical. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that this existed, because those people are shining their light and willing to help. Okay. So this is meant to be a closing and a celebration. I'm going to save the celebration and the closing for tomorrow. Just congratulations really for showing up every day this week. And if you didn't show up this week, worry not, because tomorrow I'm going to do a massive recap of all the things really honed in recap. I did this for 5 hours. I did 5 hours of this every day, and then was with the VIPs for at least an hour each day. So it's now me taking and culminating all of that. And like, what did I say? What do I want to say again? What do I want to make sure people hear and see? It's the reason why I created this challenge as a free challenge for you. There's the VIP upgrade was only $97, and those people get to keep the replays for forever and forevermore. But I wanted to create this way of just saying, just create a reminder. Because look, anybody who's here, I really don't think I'm telling you anything new. Really, is this really new? Maybe the way I'm sharing it with you is new. But let's keep it real. You know, you already know. Maybe you don't know that you know, but you know. Do you know what I mean? You know how like you feel something. I don't know what it is, but there's something up and through here. I don't know what it looks like yet, but you know that there's something there. You know that you're meant for more. You know that you're meant for more. I've been in some situations. I'm like, this is the pits. I know I'm meant for more. You know, we have that feeling like this ain't how it's supposed to go down. I didn't really, what did I get myself into? You got yourself into it so you can get the lesson and be reminded, no mas, no mas, no more. And that's a powerful place to be, and to not beat yourself and to celebrate that you now see it. Like I said, I don't always stop to celebrate. I keep moving. I keep moving and growing, going and going. And you got to stop and pull back and go, let me look at this right quick and go, what did I learn here? What have we learned here? Onward we go. Speaking of onward, as I said, I'd like to share this opportunity. I'm going to take a quick sip of tea. Hold, please. Hold, please. Why do I have lipstick on this side of the cup and on this side of the cup? What's going on? I would like to take some time, with your permission, please, to share an opportunity for us to go deeper and work together even more. And yes, there will be an offer. And I notice sometimes, there's messages, people will leave me messages and, why are you asking for money? I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for money for me. I'm asking you to invest in yourself. It's always interesting when people get mad at you for making something and then saying, hey, would you like this? How dare you? How dare you? I'm not asking you for money. I couldn't. But I am saying, if you're ready to invest in your dreams, if you're ready to invest in the legacy you know is meant for you, there's a couple of paths you can take. You can invest in yourself by just doing the work, period, end of story. You could just say, I'm on a path to find the resources, to find the way to Google schmoogle. I want to chat GBT my way to success. I have mixed emotions about that. You got to use it well. You have to use it properly. You have to use it with great intention. Or whatever it is, I'm just going to, read a bunch of books or Google schmoogle or whatever it is. I'll get it. The content is out there. The information is out there. The information is out there. Or you can take a look at, say yes to, investigate when someone has created something for you that is a package that will help you go further, faster. I don't know about you. Like I said, I'm 62 and 3/4. I'll be 63 in January. And life for me has begun to move a little faster. Like it sort of slowed down during the pandemic, and then it was like, whew. And like I said, because I'm focusing on things that are happening in the world and things that are happening in the country and conversations that people are having, I know that to activate your light now is vital. To activate your light so that others' light can be activated now is vital. And with current trends that we see happening, I look at that and I go, yeah, but I still want to live my life in the way that I want to live my life, with love and compassion and joy and possibilities, and watching other people's eyes light up, because now they have more joy, light, possibilities, money in the bank, money to invest, and more ripple in the pond. So this offer that I'm about to share with you is a way to have the ripple in the pond happen right now. And I've got two ways to share it with you. Would you allow me to share my page with you here? This is always the interesting part. This is always the interesting part. If I can make this. So I have two ways that we can play together. I've created something called the Boldacious Brilliance Live event. The first way that we can play together is virtually. Virtually. And I believe the date for this is November 14th. So what it is, it's a day-long event where in a day, we will activate your legacy. Now, there's some steps that we got to take, and we're going to take all those steps. We're going to help you master your mindset. We're going to help you get really clear on your alignments. What I like to call this is alignment with your assignment. It's actually two things. It's actually alignment with your assignment and then activating your assignment. You've been feeling the call. You've been feeling it in your soul, like, how do I make it happen? This is how you make it happen. You spend a day with me and we'll make it happen together. Virtual, from your own home, your living room, wheresoever you are. We will spend a full day activating your assignment. We're going to get you clear on the beliefs that need to be in place in order for you to have success and lasting success and lasting confidence in what you're putting out in the world and who you're being in the world. We're going to get you clear on the person you're meant to serve. Whenever I hear entrepreneurs or speakers or authors, my book is for everybody. I love you, but your book is not for everybody. Everybody could read it. Your book is so good. Your book is about to be so good that people will get so much value out of it. But when we focus in on who is our who, and my who, I refer to my who as my soulmate client. When you get focused in on who is your who and get focused in on who is your soulmate client, the person that you are meant to serve and share and turn the lights on for them so they can turn the lights on for themselves. When you write a book from that perspective, when you create a product from that perspective, when you write a course, when you write a speech from that perspective, when you deliver a talk from that perspective, game changer. Because your who is saying, wait, that's for me. Hey, let me lean in. Where do I buy that book at? Where can I get that book? Can I download your course this afternoon? Can I have a one-on-one session with you? I think you might be the coach for me. Get dialed in on that. We will spend time on that. This was a big game changer for me to get real focused. Because listen, with all due respect and all love, I just told you I've been on television for 40 years and I've had what I believe is my desired or the audience that the TV show people tell you're watching. And I just told you about the little old Jewish man who squeezed my arm and said, I love you girls are beautiful. He is not on the demographic. For Fox television in the 90s, they weren't talking to Saul Rabinowitz, but Saul Rabinowitz was watching Living Single. You hear me? Do you understand? I didn't even know that Saul was my who. He's one of my soulmate clients. I love you. You girls are beautiful. Give a kiss to the queen for me. I love the queen. What? He's part of the everybody. I wouldn't have thought that we were talking to him, but Saul was like, I recognize you. You're my people. And so you show up powerfully for your people, and then the other folks may come along. How can I get some of that? But we get dialed in on who is your who. And it gives then space for the other people to come along. We're going to do that work. And then we're going to talk about and dive into and do the work and have the exercises. This is an experiential day-long experience. This is not just me talking at you like this. I can't do this all the time, but I could do this for a full day with you, where we get the exercises and get you dialed in, right? And we're going to unlock what I like to call your boldacious brilliance, your zone of genius. That's a reference to Gay Hendricks, who wrote the book, The Big Leap. It's a must read. Get you really dialed in on you should be doing your zone of genius work, even though you got a zone of excellence. You need to be only doing what you are passionate about, what you're called to do, what you're what your genius is. And those are your unique gifts. We're going to get that dialed in. And here's the magic of getting that dialed in. When you're clear about that, your messaging becomes clear. So this is for you if you're an author, speaker, coach, entrepreneur, visionary leader. Your message becomes clear so that your who can hear you. Your who can hear you. Your soulmate client can hear you and can lean in. This is what creates the chapters to your book. What? This is what creates your talk titles for your next speeches. What? This is what creates your course content. We're going to pull this out of you. This is not going to be created in AI, although AI could be very helpful. We're going to pull this from your soul, from your gifts, from your beingness, from your level of expertise and your level of genius that already exists. You will leave this day long with a blueprint to what you should talk about, what you should build, what you can build if you choose. It's all your choice, of course, and how you can create impact and boom, create the ripple in the pond. That's what you leave with on this day. This is not a day of fluff. There will be no fluff. I might be fluffy, but there'll be no fluff. And then my jam, my zone of genius is story. I will help you understand and learn the ways to share your story in a way that has your who lean in, has your people go like, how do I get some of that? What do I do? Where do I sign up? So that's what makes this day super duper powerful. I call it the Boldacious Brilliance because your brilliance will shine out in the world. It is a one-day experience. It's November 14th, and it's only $197. Only $197. And it's available until, I think the cost goes up in a couple of days. So if you want to say yes to this, yet this is the time. Now is the time, right? We'll get it all dialed in for you so that now you go into the end of the year and off into 2025, ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll. It's time. It's time. It's time for you to be the lighthouse and be the Boldacious Brilliance that you meant to be. Now, I have another option. May I share another option with you? I'm not looking at any of the comments. Let me stop and look and see what's going on. How's everybody doing? Everybody's here? Good. Good. EJ, was that showing? Is that showing? I think so. Very good. I've got a whole nother experience for you. Hold up. Let me see if that's showing. Hold, please. Did it switch pages? I can never tell. So I'm going to just remove this one and try adding the next one. Oh, hold, please. I'm going to share my screen for the option that's the, oh gosh, I can't tell if that's sharing. Hold on just a moment. Can you see me, EJ? Oh, there we go. This is the VIP option. So the VIPs get that virtual day. The VIPs also get an 8-week coaching experience with me. 8-week virtual coaching experience leading up to the day that we meet in person in Durham, North Carolina to implement on camera. So I found this gorgeous studio in Raleigh that is, it's Hollywood quality. I went and visited a few weeks ago. They've got cameras all set up in the places. The lights are gorgeous. You can have your branding on the screen behind you. It's well lit and looking good. I've got room for 15 people to spend time helping you craft this message, craft your business, craft your talk. And then we're going to meet on the 15th. You'll come and be in studio with me on the 14th for the live virtual event. And then you will film your own 5-minute captivating talk that will then be filmed and edited and given to you that you can put on your website, you can put on your social medias, all the things. So you will actually get the training to build this. We're going to build this together, and then we'll practice your talk. And then lights, camera, action, you will be lit for the gods, because I believe in great lighting. You'll come there and you'll just present this incredible, captivating talk, which we will have worked on and prepared to send you into 2025 ready to rock and roll. The investment for this is only $24.97. I almost don't want to tell you like the good stuff, like the bonus stuff. Let me just talk you through what you're going to get. So you spend like I said, a full day with the virtual folks, but we will have already spent 8 weeks getting dialed in on who is your who, unlocking your boldacious brilliance. You'll get a wisdom blueprint. That's the blueprint of taking your wisdom and your genius and getting it, like I said before, getting it all process. It's your process, your wisdom taken out and processed. And again, you will have chapters for your book title for your next book, chapter titles, chapter outline, done, talk titles, done, and the content that goes with it ready just to be filled in. And we're going to fill it in together and create this captivating talk. When you get dialed in on your brand, and there's some work that I do that a lot of people don't know. I'm a fascination advisor, certified fascination advisor. So there's an assessment that I will give you that helps you see who you already are in the world. And I've been certified to do this work, and we'll meet and get you really dialed in on the words you should be using, the way that you should be, presenting yourself. And when I say should, I don't mean like should. I mean like the way that you really could show up the most powerful, unapologetic you, unique and ready for the world. We'll get your messaging dialed in. That's why we're going to spend 8 weeks together doing it, so that when you come in studio, boom, you're ready to go. And I will be there with you to rehearse. I'll be your director and your coach, and really get you dialed in, and you get a one-on-one session with me as well, so that you'll feel 100% ready. Like I said, I've been doing this for 40 years. I know how to help others do it. It's only $24.97, but the piece I really want you to know, this is like the bonus, and this is, we worked hard to make it such that it was an easy investment, because all you got to do is get yourself to Durham. All you got to do is get yourself there. You can fly there. You can take the bus, take the train. You can walk if you happen to live in North Carolina, because we're going to take care of all your meals. We're going to take care of all your hotel. We're going to take care of your transportation to and from the studio and the hotel. We have a gorgeous hotel that's nearby, and that is built into this package. I likely will not do it for this rate again, because there's a lot that go, for $24.97, you can imagine, 3 days in North Carolina, all your meals handled, and transportation to and from the event space. That's a lot. But I wanted to offer a lot this time, because I see what people need. I see the pieces that people are missing, and I wanted to fill those blanks. I wanted to work with you to fill those blanks. And so would love to have you join me. This would be November 14th and 15th. You would fly in or ride in on the 13th. We'll have a VIP reception for you, and I get a chance to see your faces in person, and we'll really get you ready so that when you stand on that stage with your branding behind you, making this professional, gorgeous video that you will keep and use and repurpose, and we'll teach you how to do that for $24.97 and your food included and the hotel stay. I got you. I wanted to make this a no-brainer for you, and that's $24.95, and it will not stay that. It will not. We do have a payment plan of 2 times $13.50. I'm going to come back and look at your faces, because I'm busy looking at the page right now. I would love to have you join me. I'm pretty sure that EJ, did you put the links up for all this? We'll put the links up for you. Let me see if I can find them. If you're interested in the one day, hang on. If you're interested in the one day, you just go to boldlivingchallenge.com/virtual. Thank you, Dr. EJ. boldlivingchallenge.com/virtual. By the way, if you're on my email list, I'll send you an email about this. I'm going to be posting this on the socials. So if, in case you're in a place where you can't get that down right now, that's okay. boldlivingchallenge.com/virtual, and the price goes up in 3 days, I think. And then if you want to come and take the The VIP option, I only have room for 15 people. Like I said, we already have a 2-pay set up for you. And if you want that, it's boldlivingchallenge.com/VIP studio. We will be in studio together crafting, well, we'll spend 8 weeks crafting your message and crafting your captivating talk so that you can shine your light with the world. The virtual option also means at the end of the day, you will be able to shine your light with the world. We won't spend time filming it, but you'll leave with the pieces in place so that you can shine your light with the world. And that's only $197. All right, that's it for today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and be with the VIPs. Give me 5-minute VIPs to kind of rehydrate and take a bio break. Tomorrow I'll come back same time, same place, and do an epic recap for you, so that in case you missed any piece of it, I want you to have it all. I really do. Thank you so much for the honor of me getting to shine my light this way and then see your lights come on. I love nothing better than to watch the lights come on. Turn on your light today. Tell me in the chat how you're going to turn on your light. I'll come back and read the comments. How are you going to shine your light today? Make a decision to shine your light beautifully. All right, off you go. Thank you so much, and woo, woo, woo. Bye, y'all.